All right, everyone, get in here, sit down, and shut up. We've got stuff to talk about. It's that time for the Week 7 Power Rankings. Week 6 just ended, so let's get right into it. Remaining in last place, the Carolina Panthers lost big to the Atlanta Falcons this week. They are now 1-5, and I can't see them climbing out of this dungeon anytime soon. Staying in 31st, the Browns are absolutely awful. There's not much else to say. They are just, well, they're the Browns. Also staying in place, the Patriots here in 30th. I think they're headed in the right direction, even though they are staying where they were last week. But Drake May, he looks pretty decent. Moving down a spot, the Tennessee Titans lost a close game to the Indianapolis Colts at home. I think they are headed in the right direction, but I think this season's just going to be rough for them. The Rams had a bye week this week, but they did move down a spot thanks to the way these rankings work. So, yeah, see you next week, I guess. The Jaguars went all the way to London to lose big to the Bears. Now at 1-5, I'm starting to think that maybe they're not as good as I thought they were. The Miami Dolphins dropped 2 spots even on their bye week, but really they're higher than they should be at this point. The Raiders dropped 2 spots, even though they did look like they were giving the Steelers a game there for a minute, but then Najee Harris's 36-yard run there in the third quarter just started to see the Steelers pull away. The Raiders, I don't know, they're hanging on by a thread here. They're probably heading down. The Jets fell 3 spots after losing by 3 points to the Buffalo Bills. I'm really uncertain about the Jets. They seem like a team that wants to be good, but just can't. The Saints are lucky they only fell 3 spots after getting absolutely boat raced by division rival Tampa Bay. I really think the Saints are just a bad team this season, and I think those first 2 weeks were absolute fool's gold. The Cardinals also fell 3 spots, just like the previous 2 teams. You know what? Kyler Murray just ain't it. I'm sorry, but losing 34-13 to the Packers, you got to do better than that, guy. Come on. The Bengals jump a massive 8 spots, which is the biggest jump of the week, after beating the Giants in New York in one of the worst games I've ever watched. 17-7 on Sunday Night Football. Give me a break. The Giants fell 5 spots after losing by 10 on Sunday Night Football, only able to put up 7 points. The Giants, I can't believe they're in the top 20. They need to be down with the Patriots, Browns, and the Panthers. They are not a good football team at all. The Seahawks are the biggest faller this week, losing 8 spots from last week's rankings. I really think it's time they move on from Geno Smith. As solid as he is, if they really want to take that next step, they need to get a better quarterback. I think he's good enough to keep them in the hunt for the playoffs, and maybe they'll make the playoffs with him, but they're not doing anything beyond that. The Chargers are one of our bigger jumpers here after getting a huge win against the Broncos, who were actually ranked 3rd last week. You'll see that they are no longer ranked that high here in a moment. But the Chargers are looking on the up and up here, moving up 7 spots to 18th. The Eagles move up 1 spot to 17th after their huge win against the Browns by a massive 4 points. Tell you what, I don't think the Eagles are very good. They might get another win or 2 this season, but I think they completely miss the playoffs and they single-digit wins this season. At best, they'll be 9-8. If they're lucky. The Eagles they're getting bad quick. The 49ers jump up 6 spots after beating the Seahawks at home. I think this team's about to get rolling and it's going to be tough to stop them. The Cowboys deserve to be in 33rd place after losing to the Lions in the fashion they did, but they only dropped 6 to 15th. That's probably pretty generous. I'm guaranteeing a loss again in their next game. The Commanders lose to the Ravens, which isn't a hard thing to do this season. The Ravens are a really good football team, but they do drop a massive 6 spots because of it, hanging by a thread with their higher rank last week in 8th spot. I think the Commanders are going to be okay. I don't think they're going to continue to fall. They will get some wins this season, and I think they are going to win the NFC East this year. They are the best team in that division. The Bills move up 3 spots after their win against division rival Jets. The Bills probably win in that division because nobody seems to want to beat them. The Dolphins, every chance they get, they just lose. And the Jets aren't going to do anything this year against the Bills. So it's probably just the Bills to cruise to and win that division again this year and get a nice home game in the playoffs. The Bears are up 2 spots after their win in London. I have a feeling of all the teams with a winning record, this will be the one that will probably not hold. Although I keep doubting them and they keep proving me wrong, but I'm going to keep sticking to it. I think the Bears will begin to lose here soon. The Packers jump up 6 spots after dispatching the Cardinals. Probably deserved. They seem like a good, solid team. Jordan Love is just a good, great, maybe quarterback, and they'll probably stick right around here, maybe move up a little bit more as the season progresses. The Colts get to 3-3 and jump up 3 spots after their win against the Titans. I don't think the Colts are very good, but I do say this. I think they're better with Joe Flacco than they are Anthony Richardson. But I understand it's tough to have that type of talent and play the backup instead. So Richardson will come back this week, and we'll see how the Colts do. The Steelers are up 3 spots and into the top 10 with their win against the Raiders. I think the Steelers might be one of the most consistent teams this season who just seems to probably win 2 games, lose a game, win 2 games, lose a game all season long. Something similar to that. It's going to be tough to beat them, though. After the Broncos lost to the Chargers, they have fallen 5 spots out of the top 5 and to 8th. I think their defense will carry them as far as they can, but without that offense clicking, it's going to be a tough season. The Buccaneers climbed 3 spots to 7th after their big win against the Saints. I really like the Buccaneers this year. It's going to be them or the Falcons that win that division, and I'm looking forward to the rematch later on this season. The Lions are probably my biggest surprise right here, only going up 1 spot to 6th. I really thought they might jump a bit more after their huge win against the Cowboys, but these rankings do not lie. They are the 6th best team currently, but I think they will continue to climb. The Falcons are a fun team to watch. I cannot lie. I enjoy watching their games, and I can't wait till they're on primetime again. But if Bijan and Algier get moving, that might be a scary team to beat this season. The Texans don't move up or down after their win against the Patriots. The Texans are just a solid team. There is no way around it. I would be surprised if they fall out of the top 5 this year. The Chiefs do drop a spot from last week, but they were on a bye, so you can't really judge it too much. The Ravens jump 4 spots to the 2nd overall spot in our rankings this week. They might be the best team in the NFL if it wasn't for number 1, and that is the Vikings, who had a bye week and did not have to worry about it. They're so far ahead of everyone. They were able to keep a hold of first place even with that bye week going by. That Vikings team looks good. It'll be an interesting season to see if anybody can dethrone them or not. All right, those are my power rankings for the week. Thank you so much for watching. If your team is in the top 16, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and tell me how great they are. If your team's in the bottom 16, go ahead and like this video because we don't want to hear from you. Your team sucks. No, I'm just kidding. They don't suck unless you're a Dolphins fan like I am. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and take it easy.